Learn how to evaluate expressions and simplify them using order of operations.
What does it mean to evaluate an expression?
When an expression is written with variables, for example, x plus y plus 2, the variables x and y represent numbers. To evaluate an expression, replace the variables with specified numbers. X is replaced by 5, and y is replaced by 4. Simplifying the expression results in the single value of 11. In this example, substitute 6 for A and 3 for B. Notice these substituted values are placed inside parentheses since 4AB represents 4 times A times B. Without parentheses, 463 appears, incorrectly, as 463. After substituting the numbers for the variables, simplify. The final answer is typically a single value. In this example, the parentheses around the substituted y value of negative 3 prevent confusion between the plus sign and the negative sign. The parentheses around the x value of negative 2 are optional. Simplified, the final answer is negative 3. Here, the same variable x is used more than once. To evaluate the expression, replace x with the specified value of negative 2. The parentheses ensure that negative 2 is squared in the first term and the intent of multiplication is maintained in the second term. The final answer is 6.
Do I always put parentheses around the substituted values?
Well, doing so is never wrong, but you should know when parentheses are required. In this example, 3 values are negative. When evaluating the expression, you need all 3 sets of parentheses. Parentheses around negative values, even when not required, can help you avoid mistakes. Parentheses are also required to maintain the original meaning of an expression. Here, the parentheses maintain the original multiplication in both parts of the expression and follow the original order of operations. Expressions can be evaluated using brackets or the dot for multiplication. However, parentheses are generally preferred. In this example, parentheses will be added to group an expression after substituting the value for the variable. Substitute 8 for x, 8 minus 6 divided by 4. In order of operations, division is performed before subtraction, but the numerator, 8 minus 6, must be grouped before performing the division. The final answer is 1/2. The fraction bar acts as a grouping symbol. Parentheses help you remember the order of operations.
Do I always use the order of operations?
Yes. After evaluating an expression by substituting numbers for variables and adding any necessary grouping symbols, simplify to a final answer. Here is the order of operations. Simplify the operations within parentheses and other grouping symbols. These include brackets and fraction bars. Evaluate any exponents or radicals. Perform any multiplication and division from left to right. Perform any addition and subtraction from left to right. Remember this phrase: "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally."
Why do I need to know how to evaluate an expression?
Consider the formula for area of a simple rectangle. The area is found using length times width. Suppose the length is 40 feet and the width is 30 feet. After substituting these values and simplifying, you determine that the area is 1,200 square feet. Let's say you're planning to build a house. To estimate the cost, you need to know the total area. Using several rectangles, you determine that your house contains a total of 2,400 square feet. It costs approximately $75 per square foot to build a house in your area. You need $180,000. This more complicated formula helps you figure out the monthly payments if you borrow $180,000 from a bank for 30 years at a 6% interest rate. To evaluate, substitute the values into the formula and use a calculator to simplify. Could you afford a monthly payment of $1,080 per month? There are many such real-world formulas. Knowing how to evaluate the expressions is the first step to using them.